Hey everyone, I know it's been a while since I've been in front of the camera, and so why don't we just get right to it. Right now I'm streaming into Facebook, Child Law Productions business page, to our Facebook group, live streaming friends, LinkedIn Live, as well as YouTube. So for those that aren't LinkedIn Live, I'm Robert Lee, the founder and owner of Child Law Productions, where we create marketing videos, as well as focusing on providing live stream service with keen interest in the medical and educational field, as well as especially in pop culture. And the purpose for this video is just to give an update on schedules as well as some recommendations. It's summer is already upon us, and as we can tell that people in general, whether in work or personal, that people are starting to go out. And so lots have changed, especially here where now that there's opportunities for us to be able to work on site. So as a result, some things had to be shuffled around with our schedule. And it's just a matter of just trying to keep up with everything. So, and so it just came to my attention that there's some confusion as whether some programs are on, off, or what's scoop. So I thought I'd just help set the record straight. So I know we made a post earlier that with Roast Wednesdays, we're on summer break and we'll be back online September 8th, 2021. And for both Wednesdays, we're supposed to go live today, just due to circumstances beyond my control in on a personal life, as well as with other commitments. We weren't able to go on today. Just wouldn't do it justice if we did try to go on without the proper preparation. We had James and I, we originally had scheduled Jeff Bull as our guest, and just respectful for the time, we're going to reschedule for the June 24th show where we'll have on so that he can promote a YouTube series at home. And what I've done in the description for colleagues I worked with Matt Haas, James Hicks, as well as for our good colleagues, Jeff Bull, I put in link description of their YouTube channel, some of the content to check out as just a show appreciation of their support and ongoing collaboration. And so it's just a matter of just trying to be able to get the word out of the good programs that they have, and as well as I guess there's a little bit of filler, so that if you just want something change of pace between Roast Wednesday and Roast Perspective, there's those links. Matt has a lot of great videos on his All Things YouTube channel with his insight on YouTube, whether it's on the analytical end or how to present in front of the camera. James Hicks has a lot of great, insightful videos on his YouTube channel with his perspective and focus. And one I enjoy with him collaborating with Corey Sanders, also known as IAMTallBoy, called Lab, that's on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so because they also share the distribution of their channel, I put their links to their respective YouTube channel that you can check out. So I don't want to be accused of favoritism. And as well as Jeff Bull's YouTube channel, he also has a neat program that he also has about all things related to Star Wars called the Kessel Chat, so you should check that out. But the link there is to his at-home series. If you click on that, it'll show on the respective link. It'll be like recent videos on their channel, as well as just check out the different things they have posted. It's really cool stuff. So, and I thought, since it's just me in front of the camera, that's why I've got it on through Restream. So I'm now reading the comments for the first time. Made the switch. LinkedIn is delayed behind Facebook. Yeah, it's not a surprise there, Corey. But at least it's going through, so that's a big thing. Good to see you, Jaden. And I'm sorry. Restream's having a little bit of a difficulty identifying the Facebook user. I tried, Corey. So thanks. But yeah, it's so it's, and plus, I haven't been in front of the camera in a while, so I thought, even though I already have the post on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. It's just, I think it's funny. I mean, if I do, since our work is in live streaming and we do a lot of live streaming, I think it was just appropriate to be able to hop on and just elaborate a little further than just throw up a post like this and just say, "Hey, schedule update." Blah, 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 blah. So that's part of the reason. And so that's and if you click on the link on Matt, he gives a tip about what to do to grab people's attention in terms of posting your videos, and it's the first 30 seconds that's essential. So spoiler alert, as I think everyone knows, it's always good to get your content or your message out there first before you lose their attention and then just take off. So yeah, so that was a scoop. I think anything afterwards, I might start to kind of drift off. So if people are just watching this now, you can just hit the rewind, hear the point about the purpose of the video, was just give a little bit of explanation on the schedule updates, as well as a reminder, and just mention that the remote perspective, just due to circumstances beyond my control, we'll be rescheduling episode 6 with Jeff Ball to a date to be determined, and we'll get that all sorted out. Once we do, we'll put that online. Remember, yeah, I know, Corey. But there's a good school. This is pretty cool because this is a little bit different, where I know that it's a little bit difficult whenever you're conversing with folks, the chat line. So it can be a little bit one-sided. So a big thing is that if you got a good internet speed, you can kind of catch up. So that way there's no lacking. Yeah, I mean, part of it is just trying to shake things up. Knowing that there's a prescribed format in terms of how you present, as well as just trying to find other ways to help stand out. If you missed that earlier, I guess you could say that's the bullet points. And so that was what we talked about earlier. So at the same time, it's just about giving a little bit of elaboration on those points. So yeah, yep. No, I mean, all good points, Corey. I'm just going a little bit of a different approach when I present. So there has been it's a fine balance where you want to be professional. Totally right about that. And also just try to be authentic in front of the camera. I think sometimes I notice in observing other videos out there that it can be a little bit disjointed, a little bit stilted. So I think part of it is just that a lot of people are a little bit too cognizant and too deliberate of what they're saying. So, so it's kind of like slightly remove the filter, but also kind of like toning down in terms of when you go off a little bit, not off the rails, but just in terms of when you switch up the topic or the presentation. How do you plan on attracting followers on LinkedIn? Well, it's a good question, and part of it is, as you can see, doing live streaming. The other train of thought is that when you're posting or commenting, a lot of it is that it's good to be able to engage with other people's posts. So there are other colleagues out there, either in video marketing, consultants, and they put a lot of pretty good content out there. And if you take the time to be able to consume what they're posting, what they're watching, and give your thoughts of it, I mean, that goes a long way, because with the LinkedIn algorithm, they value engagement. So the more relevant in terms of your response that you're responding to other people's posts, the better. So the fact that Corey and I are virtually talking, where he's on live chat and I'm yammering away here, it does help with the algorithm. Plus, I think there's always a nice a thrill when you're getting in front of the camera, because anything can happen. And there's a lot of great content out there that's posted, like Dr. Elo, and Sammy did a video earlier about how to conduct an interview, or just things to watch out for. And I think anytime you're able to watch other people's content, consume and interact, that's also goes a long way too. So so I think the answer to your question, Corey, is just being present and just taking different forms. I hope to get a recommendation or referral. Yeah, it's a lot of it is, I think with everyone, there's that delicate balance of how to go about it. I know that there's others. I guess the phrase that I heard one time is called like a pitchlet, where they approached you where they may have intentions to be engaging, friendly, but then all of a sudden you kind of be thrown with a pitch. I think in terms of with referrals, it's just a matter, just with anything, it's just a matter of just getting to know the people better, whether it's your clients or the connections you make. And through that, when you make the ask, that's the best way to be able to get a recommendation, just to be able to establish the relationship and to be able to make the connections and just a natural extension of the relations you have, to be able to see that carry through to the referral. So no doubt, Corey, I mean, you're pretty cool in front of the camera in terms of how you present yourself, in terms of providing a lot of value content. So I have no doubt that you won't have any trouble getting referrals, or as well as trying to make engaging connections for the type of referrals that you're looking for. So yeah, so I mean, and this is the other purpose of the streaming, is not only to just address earlier of scheduling updates, but when we do verbose perspective, when I do verbose perspective with James, the main emphasis has always been about just being able to engage, getting connected with the audience, as well as when the opportunity arises, to be able to bring them on and have them part of the conversation. So yeah, it's just a matter of just trying to like take different concepts or formats and kind of spin it on its head, to help just try to like to get to the crux of just improvement on engagement. And just, to me, the importance is of just inclusion, and just to be able to engage in a good dialogue and sharing thoughts. And speaking of you giving me that, see, and that's also the challenge when if you're ever engaging in discussion virtually, is that sometimes a lot can get lost in just the text, so that when you're able to present or even have the conversation in person, it avoids miscommunication like this. So that's the big thing too. So when I get off the air, Corey, we'll work something out, and we'll get that ironed out. How much time do you invest on LinkedIn? It's a good question. I think I would say regularly in different forms. If I'm not in front of the camera, definitely just try to do my best to be present and check out other people's contents, and to be able to comment them. Hey, Jaden, always great to see you. And so that's always a cool thing. Let's see. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here. All right. I'm here on Facebook and YouTube. Okay. Thanks, Jaden. Yeah, it's one of the neat things with the Restream is that with the chat overlays, I know that with vMix, they don't have the ability to pull in comments for vMix Social. So a workaround is to be able to stream into the Restream Studio, where Restream has the ability to pull in comments from. Well, same thing with StreamYard too, but with the Restream, to be able to pull comments with LinkedIn, so I wouldn't be able to miss comments, especially like with Corey being on LinkedIn. Do you see yourself more of a Facebook or a LinkedIn person, and why? I go back and forth. I started out with Facebook, and then recognizing early on LinkedIn, where for the target market, the target audience that I want to be on, to focus on that. But I think because that the engagement and the community is so organic with Facebook, I guess right now it's about a 50-50 split. So I'd say it's both, and then depending on the content and the type of ground I need to cover, to determine whether I need to focus more on Facebook or in LinkedIn. And since I know that you and I we do also engage in the Facebook group of live streaming friends, that I thought it'd be kind nifty to be able to do a little bit of multi-streaming there. Where do I see the live on LinkedIn? Well, Jaden, if you have a LinkedIn account, the video is streamed on LinkedIn Live. Because I do have creators mode, that if you go to the LinkedIn profile, you'll see the video live in real time. That overlaps. I mean, it just kind of supersedes over the static photo in the LinkedIn profile, and then it goes away once the stream goes away. But for the moment, you can see that there. So, so for those that have LinkedIn Live, it's great. So that if you're trying to tell people where to go, you could tell them, hey, just go to my profile, and they'll be able to catch the video live there. And then when they click on it, then they'll be able to engage in discussion there. How do you attract clients on LinkedIn? I think, well, for me, LinkedIn is just an extension of how people can reach me. A lot of it is just a matter of just being able to either do the follow-up connections on LinkedIn, whether it's through a colleague or other means, and just be able to use that as a means of communication. So, so I would say that the LinkedIn Live keeps with the digital presence, and I think it's just a matter like the natural personality that you have, Corey. I think is what really does that. I see LinkedIn Live, YouTube, and Facebook as ways of communication, as an extension of your network, or extension of how you can get the word out as a means. But it does no way substitute the traditional methods, whether it's networking, being able to build a relationship from that. So, so that would be my answer. I think that was about it. Let me just check something here. And I apologize if I'm a little bit quiet. I just, we get different notifications, and just making sure I didn't miss anyone. I know some people have different approaches in terms of how folks interact and engage comments. And I guess with me, I think personally, I usually just try to do my best to make sure if there's any questions or anything, to make sure that nothing was overlooked, or at the very least, I'll on the end of each stream, I'll try to check if there's a question I might have missed, and just try to get to people. Just that if people take the time to be able to watch your program, it's just it's only fair to be able to return and to try to address their questions as best they can. Okay, I don't think there was one there. Do you like the lives in the profile, or do you prefer another method? And second question is, how do people catch the replay after the show ends? You're getting the tall boys. It's a good thing we're on LinkedIn, because I probably would make a kind of a silly remark. Well, I still can, but it's just once the video goes away, once the LinkedIn Live ends, if people are connected to you, they can definitely see under the activities of your profile, and they'll be able to see a post where your LinkedIn Live video is there. So, for example, since you and I are connected, Corey, if you go to my profile, and let's say you didn't see the LinkedIn Live video in real time, in the activity category where you check what the latest categories are, that's where people can go to find that. Or if they're seeing in their LinkedIn feed, and they'll see that video had been posted from LinkedIn Live, that's another way to do it. A lot of times people, what they may do is they may share the video, or they might try to make a comment of it to bring other people's attention. You said you were talking to yourself, so I decided to do a soft interview. Keep it professional, Mr. Lee. Well, let's just say it's professional, but at the same time, I do try to make sure it's as if they're talking to me in person, so that when they see me in person as to when they see me in virtual, that it's the same thing, which it does surprise a lot of people too. So, but it's just a way of just trying to be consistent. So always good to hydrate as well. Yeah, I mean, if other people have questions, feel free to jump on. I know I'll probably be on another few minutes before I have to hop off, but appreciate it, Corey. Enjoy to be able to have the banter. It just feels a little surreal, but at the same time, it's par for the course when you're live streaming, whether you're talking to someone in person, virtual, or having the conversation here. One of the things I like to do is sometimes I like to give like a little bit of a tip whenever I stream, whether it's something on the geeky side or something on the technical side. And one thing I think this tip came about as a little bit of by accident, but at the same time, I think it's helpful. And if you're doing like a live stream and you're with two people, sometimes like depending on where the cameras face, it's a little bit harder to judge. Like, are you looking at the person or maybe you're looking away? And what I like to do is that before I go live, I like to see like where I am in relation to my co-host or the guest. So if I'm to my left, streaming, it looks like I'm to my, all right, so if I'm to my right, I have it set up so that way I'm looking at the comments here. But if it turns out like if the comments were on this side, I'll make sure that either the reference monitor and such are so that I'm looking at it. So that way you don't have that problem where, let's say the text is over here and I'm looking away. That would look kind of funny. So, hey, Copy Trading, great to see you. What books are you reading now, and what is the takeaway that you have learned? What book have I read? God, I can't remember. This is not good. I'll have to get back to you on that, Corey, because I'm drawing a blank right now. And that happens. Drawing a blank, that is. Let's see. I guess that's about it. I don't think there was another question that came up, but I'll double check. It was here a second ago. Sorry about that, guys. All right. I'll check the replay to see if there's any questions I might have missed. And again, so Corey Tallboy Sanders, I did put a link out there to the lab for folks to check out. A lot of great content. I know every Wednesday he does a show with James Hicks, and so I put a link from their respective YouTube channels so you can check out their content. The guests that we would have from most perspective with Jeff Bull, I have a link there on the description of his At Home series. And when we have him on, he'll be able to talk a little bit more about the series and just a little bit of preview. I know one of the things that he's always looking for are guests. So be sure to reach out to him if you're interested to be a guest on this program. And my other co-host for Most Wednesday with Matt Haas, I have a link up there of his latest video on all things YouTube that you want to check out too. And check out the Digital Marketing for Beginners 2021 on Audible. Okay. I have a colleague that had recommended me a couple of audiobooks that I need to look into. There was one, but I'm blanking out on that I haven't finished reading on, and it has to do with winning with persuasion or something like that. I guess that might have been like the last book, but I'm just drawing a blank on that. Appreciate you doing that. We need to talk about cross promotion. Yeah, I mean, I think that because that a lot of the efforts that we all have been doing in promoting our own channels and how we've been helpful in helping each other out, whether it's a technical or just bouncing things off. I'm always glad to be able to to promote others, just because I think that you guys have a lot of great content. People should really check it out, and it's something I meant to do earlier, and I think part of it is just like the typical cliche answer of life happens and just other things. But yeah, I just been trying to focus more on being present and just being able to appreciate the people I'm with and the people I collaborate with. So it's just my way of just doing my best to help out. So not to sound sappy, folks, but again, that's how I feel. So if you missed earlier, to Corey's point, if there's any outline, it's just a matter of just giving an update about the schedule, about Roast Wednesday and Roast Perspective, as well as just the office just closing next week and be back on July 7th for the holidays. So that's about it for now. So hope everyone's well, staying safe, and I will catch you guys later. So on that note, have a happy 4th of July. As I say, anything can happen. Sorry about that, guys. Take it easy.